told through the stories of today's leaders in finance, tech, real estate, culture, and sustainability. This is Planet Go, with your host, Enzo di Taranto.
Okay, so let's begin with how do you see the planetology redefining sustainability and longevity worldwide today?
Well, planetology is a new concept that I have formulated after more than 40 years of research in the longevity, sustainability, finance, and technology fields. So I elaborated this new concept of the planet through the body. And the meaning of this short sentence crystallizes the fact that we must return to our original primitive connection with the essential elements of nature, which are soil, with the food that we eat, water, the water that we drink, air that we breathe, and temperature. So in the Eastern philosophies, this element was called fire, but in reality for us is temperature. And the reason why it is so important in the planetology vision is because modern societies and us as modern human beings have lost the sense of temperature in its original and natural state, because we use air conditioning during summertime to refresh the temperature or to cool down the temperature, and we use heating during winter times. And so at least this applies to rich populations, those who have access to these technologies, right? But if we are looking at, United States, Europe, part of Asia and part of Africa, we have billions of people who have distorted their natural sense of temperature because of technology, right? And so this distortion applies also to the other essential elements of nature, like I mentioned before, of food, because what we eat is now industrialized or processed, or definitely not in its original state. Most of the world population drinks water from plastic bottles, thus ingesting microplastics, and the same applies with as I say, the food and other, lifestyle behaviors of modern societies. So this is the main concept of planetology. Just to conclude, the equation that planetology offers is basically a redesign, re-engineering of the natural connection between human beings and nature, but in this case, using technology as a new modality of modern societies that can support this reconnection, not destroy it, as in many cases this is happening. But please go ahead with the other questions so that I can elaborate further there.
Yeah. So why is planetology became crucial for linking planetary health and human longevity?
Yes, as far as longevity is concerned, actually nowadays there are two distortions in the longevity industry. The first is, as planetology states, a human being cannot be healthy not even longevity, but just healthy, with an artificial lifestyle, which implies, as I said before, drinking plastified water and industrialized food and manipulated temperature. So it is basically impossible for any human being to be naturally healthy if this connection with nature is basically dead, is distorted dramatically. So what is happening nowadays is that to compensate this disconnection between the body and the planet, there are new strategies to improve the health and health span, which is in reality living longer, right? And these strategies are mainly pharmacology, I mean, chemical, industrial pharmacology, and technology. So basically, when we speak today about longevity, we are speaking about, I mean, from a business perspective, about ingesting more chemicals through drugs or supplements, or using advanced technological treatments to increase the quality and span of life, of existence on this planet. But you see, these two strategies, pharmacology and technology, disregard the importance of reconnecting with the nature, because a human being, since millions of years that the human species exists, can only be healthy and longevous if the inputs that we put in our bodies are healthy. You see what I mean? So if our food is unhealthy, our water is unhealthy, our air is unhealthy, it's impossible to be healthy, as an organism. It makes total sense. So planetology as a concept reclaims a return to our natural connection with the planet, because only in that case a human being, a human organism, this applies also to animals and plants, by the way. So any living organism requires clean air, clean water, and clean food to survive and to live longer and better. So in the planetology vision, longevity requires first this return to nature, and secondly, the use of of drugs and technologies as integration, as complement, but not as the main tools for longevity. So if you visualize an iceberg, you visualize longevity as an iceberg, then the foundation, the base of the iceberg, which you don't see, is our cellular health, and that is dependent on a healthy relation with the planet. And then just the tip, the one that is visible, that is over the sea level, is what we call longevity nowadays, which are expensive drugs and supplementation and technological treatments. So it's a new concept, which is simple in its essence, because it returns to the basic of life. But in the modern longevity industry, this concept has been a bit lost, at least in the industrial and business space of longevity. And so planetology innovate the narrative to move it to the next level.
Okay. So, as you already previously you have talked about the business industries and all, right? So, how are these industries using planetology insights to address global sustainability challenges?
Yes. So Planetology has been launched in December 2025. So we are really at the beginning of its divulgation. But for instance, last Sunday, I had a group of 15 scientists, inventors, investors, and entrepreneurs during a mastermind titled The Longevity Revolution. And in that room, we discussed exactly what you are saying, how planetology can revolutionize the longevity industry. So the conclusion of this group of eminent longevity experts, has agreed on the fact that the concept of returning to nature is essential to be longeve, but it doesn't monetize because I give you a concrete example. So in planetology, we use the concept of quantum health instead of longevity. So quantum health is this vibrational resonance between the cells of our body and the cells of the planet. And this is achieved basically at no cost. For instance, if you walk barefoot on a grass or on a beach, or you just walk in a forest, or if you live in a city, just you walk in a park with trees and flowers and lakes. So just doing that increases the vibrational frequency of the body cells, improve metabolic health, mood, nervous system efficiency, and so on. So if we use quantum health and planetology in the longevity industry, at this stage, we have not yet devised a business model that monetizes on that, at least not, in a massive and very, very profitable way. So one industry that is using planetology is the tourism and the wellness industries through the organization of high-end retreats in nature. So we do that for instance, in Costa Rica, in Switzerland, in the Dominican Republic, in Italy, in other places. But we can only apply this to a small number of entrepreneurs, investors, high net worth individuals who retreat in nature and use planetology techniques to improve their health and longevity. But still, in the business space, you need to sell expensive drugs and expensive technologies or treatments to monetize. So at this stage, the biohacking technologies are the one most closer to the planetology vision, because they work on vibrational resonance at cellular level. But again, these are expensive treatments, you see, that requires advanced technologies. So we have to distinguish planetology as a philosophy of life that people can apply at no cost. And this, aims at engaging billions of people in the world and raise awareness about this reconnection with the nature, and planetology applied in the longevity industry through biohacking technologies. And this is where we are now.
Okay. So, and what innovations are inspired by planetology are transforming sustainability sectors?
Excuse me, repeat that and speak louder.
Yeah. What are the innovations that is inspired by planetology, which are transforming sustainability sectors?
Yes. All right. So planetology, when you read the book, which is available on Amazon, you see that the book is divided in two sections. The first section is titled The Body, and it refers to the quantum health and the longevity sectors. So there, basically in the first section titled The Body, you have an explanation of all these concepts that we just discussed, together with the specific exercises that improve health span and health quality at basically no cost. And we already discussed that. The second part of the planetology book is titled The Planet. And in this section, I elaborate the concept of planetology applied to the global economy. All right. So when a politician or a lawmaker or an investor applies planetology in their business models, this implies a few key innovations. The most important one is relates to energy. So in order to implement planetology, it is critical to invest and use clean energies. So no fossil energies. So that means that in the book, I ask governments, institutional, international organizations, the financial and technology sectors to invest more in research and development and the production of devices that generate clean energy. All right. So you will see that in the planetology concept, the economy moves from the traditional banking system to the blockchain in order to finance more technological advancements towards generating more clean energy, solar, hydro, eolic, hydrogen, clean nuclear, and so on. So this is one of the postulates of the planetology economic proposition. The other one relates to the prevention and response to natural disasters, because unfortunately nowadays the global warming has intensified both the frequency and intensity of natural disasters, from flooding to wildfires, hurricanes, typhoons, and so on. So the global economy is not prepared or has not yet been able to cope with this climate crisis. And so in planetology, I ask governments, both central governments and the local governments, together with the private sector and the academia, to focus more on preventing, mitigating, and respond more efficiently to extreme weather events. And so this implies the use of low-cost technologies like sensors and drones that allow to better forecast natural disasters, and so better prepare and respond when the disaster occurs. By doing so, we can save more lives, but also prepare the territory to respond, and to prepare better to these extreme weather events, while on the other side, we work on the macro level by reducing CO2 emissions and thus cooling down the planet temperature, and this will result in a decrease of extreme weather events. So these are just two of the lines of, let's say, work that Planetology proposes to world leaders in order to cope in a less expensive, faster, and more efficient way to the ongoing climate crisis.
What advice would you give to the organizations adopting planetology-driven strategies?
You say to politicians?
No, organizations which are planning to adopt planetology-driven strategies.
Okay, but when you say organizations, you mean private companies or like United Nations? I mean, these organizations.
In general, I'm asking in general.
Yeah. Okay, so any organization must apply Planetology as the main organizational and business philosophy. And this for two reasons. First of all, because it is necessary. If we don't move towards regenerating the planet health, then the survival of human species is at risk. But this ultimate result of the basically extinction of human species will be gradual and slow. And in the meantime, the planetary crisis is deteriorating economies, is putting the political system at risk, is jeopardizing the banking sector, and obviously, decreasing the quality of life of billions of people worldwide. So applying planetology is critical, morally, but also from a survival perspective. So any public and private organization must adopt planetology as its core philosophy of functioning and business generation. Now, if you analyze, if you observe the evolution of the global economy, you see that most, or I would say all major industrial sectors are already transitioning towards becoming more sustainable, cleaner. If we speak about agriculture, there is a tendency to respect more the soil through the use of less harmful chemicals, so becoming more bio, more organic. If you see the fashion industry, which is one of the most polluting, is also adopting industrial systems that pollute less. This applies to the mobility industry with the use of more electric cars or hybrid engines. The real estate industry worldwide is more attentive to water efficiency, light efficiency, and so on. So any smart entrepreneur and investor, and any smart organization understand that this is the future of the economy, and so should focus on transitioning towards this new smart economy as fast as possible. In the public sector is the same thing, because I made the example of extreme weather events. So in most countries worldwide, communities, which means electors, voters, they penalize political leaders that don't take care of their territories, or they don't prepare and respond efficiently to the multitude of natural disasters that are occurring worldwide, from China to Africa to Europe to United States to India and everywhere else. So there is a high political risk for public institutions to don't adopt planetology as a core political agenda. So in the Planetology book, I also propose, actually I announced the creation of the first global planet party, which is a digital platform that has no boundaries. It applies to all human beings, all 7-8 billion human beings that are all invested and interested in applying planetology as a survival, and also a way to become, healthier and more prosperous. And so this global planet party will use the World Wide Web and the blockchain to engage the majority of world populations, because each individual is both a voter and a consumer. So if we manage to influence each individual beyond any organization, but we go individually to each of human being on this planet, and we persuade them to vote for political parties that take care of the climate agenda, which is the only thing that they should do, actually. And we persuade each human being as a consumer to make smarter purchase choices. By doing so, we more rapidly, we accelerate this industrial reconversion from fossil-based energy sources to clean energy sources. And so by doing so, we cool down the planetary temperature, improve air, water, and food, and by doing so, allow each human being to become healthier at the same time.
Yeah, okay. And finally, in your perspective or point of view, how will planetology shape the future of sustainability and longevity globally?
Yes. So the main revolutions, the two key revolutions that planetology asks for are, on the longevity side, reconnecting our personal health with the planetary health. And this is done through mechanisms that human beings have been using since millions of years, which are breathing cleaner air, drinking clean water, eating clean food, and reconnecting our physiology with the physiology of the planet. So becoming less comfortable, moving more, sleeping better, learning how to breathe efficiently, and so on. So this is the first revolution. It's actually, this is a mindset revolution, because every human being has access to this natural technologies. Like I say, just walking in nature is so productive for our health, but not everybody, is aware about it. So people spend a lot of money in, entertainment, costly entertainment, like watching TV or going to the movies or playing video games, which are totally unhealthy. And disregard something that is so beautiful, like, just looking at the sunset. Only that relaxes the nervous system and improves vibrational resonance at the cellular level. So this is a mindset revolution. It's so critical. Actually, it's so easy as well. And so we have to push the wellness, health, longevity, food industry to move towards becoming more natural and more reconnected with the essential elements of the planet. So this is as far as the longevity revolution is concerned. As far as the sustainability influence by planetology, I mentioned the two key factors are at economic level to accelerate the transition towards clean energy by innovating the global industrial systems, moving from fossil-based energy sources to cleaner energy sources. That is actually critical for the expansion of the global economy and the survival of human species. And on the other side, influence more national and local politicians as well as world leaders to put the climate agenda at the core of their work, because a politician who has a public responsibility as a public mandate, the only or the main thing that he or she should do is to ensure that their constituencies are healthy and more prosperous. That's all they should think about. And Planetology offers very simple and low-cost strategies to achieve so.